How did the universe arise?
The current scientific story of the origin of the universe begins with an explosion which made space itself expand.
The universe began 13.7 billion years ago in an immensely hot, dense state, much smaller than a single atom.
The Big Bang, the most creative moment in history. Everything that's ever happened follows from this moment.
In the first second after the Big Bang, the four forces are created.
And the stuff of the universe, together with the fabric of space itself, began expanding in all directions as they do today.
After a few minutes, there was hydrogen and helium in the universe. That's all. The universe was about 75% hydrogen, 25% helium. It still is today.
Clouds of dust and gas, dancing, forming a shape, merging to make embryonic galaxies.
Within these galaxies, the first generation of stars was born, kindling the energy hidden in matter, flooding the cosmos with light. Hydrogen atoms had made suns and starlight. There were in those times no planets to receive the light, and no living creatures to admire the radiance of the heavens. But deep in the stellar furnaces, nuclear fusion was creating the heavier atoms, carbon and oxygen, silicon and iron.
So the elements of life were cooked in those first generation of stars, which then run out of fuel, exploded, threw those elements back into the universe.
These elements, the ash left by hydrogen, were the raw materials from which planets and life later arise. We are creatures of the cosmos and have always hungered to know our origins, to understand our connection with the universe. How did everything come to be?
Was the universe devoid of all matter, and then the matter suddenly, somehow created? How did that happen? Many cultures, the customary answer is that a god or gods created the universe out of nothing. But if we wish to pursue this question courageously, we must, of course, ask the next question. Where did God come from?
I've examined all the stock arguments in favor of the existence of God, and none of them seem to be logically valid. Well, there can't be a practical reason for believing what isn't true. It is impossible. Either the thing is true or it isn't. If it is true, you should believe it, and if it isn't, you shouldn't. And if you can't find out whether it's true or whether it isn't, you should suspend judgment.
One can't prove that God doesn't exist, but science makes God unnecessary. The laws of physics can explain the universe without the need for a creator.
There is in this universe much of what seems to be design. We're forever hoping to find a designer. But instead, we repeatedly discover that natural processes, collisional selection of worlds, say, or natural selection of gene pools, can extract order out of chaos.
The universe will be spontaneously created out of nothing, without the need for a creator.
The universe was designed the same way the incredible human being was designed. Before Darwin, it looked like some designer. What else could possibly account for the complexity of a human being, the human brain, and so forth? It was random, mutation. Some things did better than others. Those things are more populous than the things that didn't do well. It was just everything happened. Everything that could happen, happened. Some of it's still happening. The same is true of the universe.
We could only be living in the kind of universe which is capable of giving rise to us. So the fact that we are observing anything at all means that we are in that kind of universe.
The universe is exceedingly big. It has many, many different environments. So many different environments that a very small fraction of them are capable of supporting life.
There was a particular sequence of environmental accidents, one particular timeline for life on Earth in this universe.
It's no accident that we are surrounded by an entire ecosystem. We couldn't exist without it.
Our real body is not just what's inside the skin, but our whole total external environment. The feeling that we exist only inside our skins, that is a hallucination.
Given the chemistry of it all, and the nuclear physics of it all, not only are we in the universe is in us.
Every atom in your body came from a star that exploded. And the atoms in your left hand probably came from a different star than your right hand.
We're in the universe, and the universe is in us.
The body of a newborn baby is as old as the cosmos. The form is new and unique, but the materials are 13.7 billion years old, processed by nuclear fusion in stars, fashioned by electromagnetism. And that baby was you, is you, not only alive, but with a mind.
We grow out of this world in exactly the same way that the apples grow on the apple tree.
A molecule arose that quite by accident was able to make crude copies of itself. As time passed, self-replication became more accurate. Those molecules that copied better produced more copies. Natural selection was underway. Elaborate molecular machines had evolved. Slowly, imperceptibly, life had begun.
We have to tell an evolutionary story about why we're such a cultural species. Our capacity for culture is a product of genetic evolution.
On about 2.5 million years ago, we began to leave the first signs of our culture.
All around us, information that we copy from person to person by imitation, by language, by talking, by telling stories, by wearing clothes, by doing things.
Cultural evolution has been accelerating at an incredible rate.
These are the things, rockets and Sputnik and DNA and literature and science, these are the things that hydrogen atoms do when given 13.7 billion years.
What you do is what the whole universe is doing at the place you call here and now. We're all in this great stream of change, which we call life. We are the stream. If you imagine you're separate from it and you're being carried along by it as if you were a cork, that's a delusion. You're a wave of the stream itself. You are a function of this total galaxy, bounded by the Milky Way, and that furthermore, this galaxy is a function of all other galaxies. You are something the whole universe is doing in the same way that a wave is something that the whole ocean is doing. The real deep down you is the whole universe, and it's doing your living organism and all its behavior.
But it's all done without purpose, just because that's the way things are.
The discovery that there is order in the universe, that there are laws of nature, is the foundation on which science builds today.
Out of these apparently blind algorithmic processes repeated billions of times over billions of years, there has emerged, at least once in the universe, a group of beings that do have a sense of purpose and do want a sense of meaning.
You have 100 billion nerve cells interacting with each other, and from this activity emerges the whole spectrum of abilities that we call human nature and human consciousness. Here is this 3-pound mass of jelly, and it can contemplate the vastness of interstellar space, it can contemplate the meaning of infinity, and it can contemplate itself contemplating on the meaning of infinity.
These are beings who can construct a history of the entire universe. A universe constructed by blind, natural laws.
The brain contains an explanatory model embodying the same mathematical relationships and the same causal structure. Now that is knowledge.
So we are the eyes and ears of the universe, its way of knowing itself.
The faithfulness with which the one structure resembles the other is increasing with time. That is the growth of knowledge. This place, and not other places in the universe, is a hub which contains within itself the structural and causal essence of the whole of the rest of physical reality.
We're not just the most complex things we know of so far. We're also the only creatures we know of that are capable of seeking meaning and purpose in the universe. We become the universe's bearers of conscious purpose and meaning.
Our own planet is only a tiny part of the vast cosmic tapestry, a starry fabric of worlds yet untold.
Those worlds in space are as countless as all the grains of sand on all the beaches of the earth. Each of those worlds is as real as ours, In every one of them, there's a succession of incidents, events, occurrences, which influence its future. Countless worlds, numberless moments, an immensity of space and time. What we do with our world right now will propagate down through the centuries and powerfully affect the destiny of our descendants. It is well within our power to destroy our civilization and perhaps our species as well. But we are also capable of using our compassion and our intelligence, our technology and our wealth to make an abundant and meaningful life for every inhabitant of this planet, to enhance enormously our understanding of the universe and to carry us to the stars.